Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today you'll be seeing how I achieved this rosy spring look. So right here, you see me doing the finishing touches on my eyebrows. Don't worry, I will be posting an eyebrow tutorial. And I'm doing a voiceover, but you will see me talking throughout this video, just because I when I recorded this, it was entirely too long. So what you see me doing here is applying the LA Girl concealer in orange. I rarely do this, but I do it when I have like dark acne marks, or just like I apply it in like darker areas. So you see me applying it around my lip and under my eyes, especially if I'm tired. You get those like dark circles. So this is just to even out my skin tone and really like set a good base for an even finish, so my foundation is not discolored in every areas. So what you see me doing here is blending out that concealer with my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. And it's gonna look a little crazy at first, but for my beginners out there, trust me, this orange is what you need, especially if you have hyperpigmentation. So as you can see, as I blend it out, it really just blends into the skin really well. Orange is good for like women of color. If you are not a woman of color, definitely look into a color corrector that will work for your skin tone. But this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just correcting the color for a very even base for my skin, for my foundation to have like a really even look all throughout. So you can't see it, but I'm using the color Homebody from the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. And I'm just gonna use a blending brush from one of the Morphe eye brush collections to just blend that into my crease. This is gonna be like my transition color. So what you're gonna see is me just blending and blending and blending that out. And to be honest, I had no clue where I was going with this look. I was just kind of just putting stuff together, and I just want to say like all of my eye makeup tutorials are gonna be very beginner friendly, just because this is not something that I have mastered as yet. So I'm just gonna do my best to explain what I'm doing, so even people that have just started this makeup game could follow along. So what you see me doing is completely blending out that color, so it almost looks like it's matching my skin tone, but if you compare it to the next eye, you could actually see that it's a deeper brown than in this eye that I'm currently doing. So as it goes on, it's a bit darker, but I don't want it to be too harsh in the lines, so I'm just gonna blend and blend and blend it out with a brush. So I really want to stress the importance of this look is the blending. So what you see me doing is a continuous sweeping back and forth motion from like the bridge of my nose all the way to like the edge of the outer corner of my eye, but keeping it within the crease and just blending it out so you don't have that harsh line up against the eyebrow. Look at the colors on this palette, y'all. The color I'm gonna use right now is actually G Money, and I'm using a smaller pointed blending brush, and I'm just gonna put that G Money color, it's a darker brown, on the outer corner of my eye, just to like add a deeper gradient from the transition to the outer corner. So again, just blending it. So I'm applying it at the outer corner and then blending it inwards in the crease, and it's gonna add a little bit of depth, and we're just gonna blend everything together. And honestly, I'm really enjoying this palette. The color payoff is really nice, and I love everything about it, from the color ranges to the shimmers. And like she did really well with like naming these colors. I don't know what her inspiration was, but they're very interesting. But back to the video, you can see how that deeper brown is adding a little bit of warmth just on the outer corner, but because I'm blending it in, it like flows kind of seamlessly. And then I'm gonna take that same blending brush that I used with the transition and just blend over where I put everything. Again, like I said, the goal is to make sure everything is blended really well. So now I'm using a shadow brush to apply the color Perfectionist, and I'm just gonna focus on putting that on the lid. So I start at the center of the lid and drag it upwards, and then I also apply it closer to the inner corner of my lid and dragging it upwards. So as you see, I'm focusing only on the lid. I'm not dragging it into the transition, and I'm not bringing it all the way out to the end or at the outer corners. So start in the middle, drag it upwards, blend it upwards, and then I'm gonna go in the inner corner and then blend it outwards. And even though I put 3 colors on my lid, they all blend flawlessly together. So this in itself is a look by itself, like a really natural look. So if you feeling this, like that's a quick, easy, natural look to go about your day. So I'm just applying more to really blend everything out and make sure that lid is covered and everything is smooth and flawless. You don't want blotchy lids, guys. Some people go ahead and add concealer before they put their lid, but it wasn't so important to me. So this color to me is serving more as a light nude base, so that's why I kind of went so light. So now I'm gonna apply my foundation. I typically use the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I'm sorry, the Maybelline Fit Me in Matte and Poreless. And this color is in Warm Coconut. It's very affordable. You can find it at Walmart, and nowadays they have a pretty good color range. Shout out to Rihanna for making all these makeup brands step their game up. But to blend this out, I'm using e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm just gonna apply that everywhere and blend it out. So you see me take it down on my neck because you do not want to have, I don't know, that ghostly line. You just want everything to be blended so it could almost look like you're not wearing makeup, if you catch what I'm saying. We've all seen those girls. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Make sure you blend your neck. But seriously though, guys, I really recommend this foundation. They do have a dewy finish, but I like just how this instantly becomes like a matte look. I feel like it creates a really good canvas. Personally, this is just preference. But you can see I'm applying a second layer of foundation, and I'm just gonna blend this out all over my face again. I do this when I want a really like full coverage look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a second layer all over. I usually start on my cheeks because that's why I have more like acne marks and like moles, and then the excess, whatever is left of the brush, I take to my nose and my forehead. So next I'm taking the LA Girl concealer in the color Fawn, and you know, it's a really easy applicator. They have a brush within the tube, so you just squeeze it and you apply. So I'm taking it from the inner corner, and I'm really focusing on most of the product on the inner corner, and then I'll blend that outwards. So you'll see I only applied it to that inner corner. Now I'm gonna take my concealer brush. This is from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the product and spread it outwards. So I didn't apply all of the concealer all the way outwards to the outer corner of my eye, because I want most of the product to be focused on the inside for like the brighter look to be on the inner corners, and for a flawless blend into the foundation. So that's what you see me doing. I'm taking most of the product from the inner corner and blending it outwards with the brush into my foundation, and you can already see it blending in without me doing too much. Now I'm taking my concealer brush and I'm just gently tapping, and at the outer corners I'm blending it into my foundation. So tap 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 on the inside, tap tap tap, and then on the outside I'll just blend it out. So as you can already see, it just brightens up the eye, but you're not doing like a full highlight where there's an entire highlighted triangle on your face. The highlight is focused directly underneath the eyes, which I think, in my opinion, is where it's most needed. I'm gonna take that same concealer. I'm just gonna highlight other parts of my face, so my upper lip, just in the center by that peak, the bridge of my nose, all the way to the tip of my nose, and I'm gonna take it up to the forehead and kind of wrap it around the eyebrows, if that makes sense. Then I'm gonna add it to the center of my chin. So the way my chin is set up, you could already see how it's shaped. There, the natural lighting hits exactly where I'm gonna put it to highlight. This is just gonna enhance that, really. And of course, you want to take your concealer blending brush and blend that out. So what I'm showing you is my e.l.f. cream contour palette. As you can see, I only use one color, so I'm going to use this to contour, but be careful if you're going to find this palette, just because they don't have really good color ranges for darker skin tones. And I'm using my e.l.f. contouring brush to apply that along, well, right underneath my cheekbones actually, as well as along my hairline and the perimeter of my forehead. And this is gonna make my face look less flat. And honestly, contouring, I personally find it helps to make my face look slimmer, because I'm getting fat. And you can see right along, like underneath my chin, it creates like a jawline, and it just adds back the depth to your face after you put on the foundation. And like I said, gives you like that slim look. I'm taking BH Cosmetics pointed blending brush and applying that same cream contour along my nose, and I take it all the way up to like my eyebrows. So I don't just put it on the bridge of my nose, I bring it almost into the crease of my eyes, sort of touching my eyebrows. and you can already see the difference. But of course I'm gonna blend that in. So I'm gonna take my Real Techniques blending sponge. Definitely, as you know or may not know, make sure it's damp so the product is not being soaked into the brush, because that would literally be pointless. But what I'm showing you is not only am I blending out the contour, I'm blending it into the foundation and the concealer that I applied. So again, everything has a flawless finish. So you know, you're maintaining the color that you applied, but you also have no harsh lines. So you see me here taking that same sponge and blending out the contour on my nose. I don't know why I'm doing this because I have a mini beauty blender specifically for that, but it's okay. Now I'm gonna apply setting powder because I'm done with all the liquids on my face, all the creams and the liquids. So now we're gonna set everything in with powder. I'm using the Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder in the color Banana. And before I bake, what you see me doing is actually setting it on, like, you know, on top of the concealer where I blend it underneath my eyes. Do not sleep on Black Radiance, guys. Some people use the Ben Nye banana powder. Some people use the Air Spun. Some people use what's it called, the Sasha Buttercup, and those are all great. But Sasha Buttercup, it's great, but it's not easily accessible in my opinion. You always have to order it. So the Black Radiance, I found it in Walmart, and literally this, oh my god, I love it, and it's made for black skin. So after I set it, now I'm gonna go ahead and highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and bake. So I'm not gonna blend in the powder all the way, if that makes sense, in other areas. I'm taking some concealer and I'm creating more of a harsh line this is just a personal preference. So this is so I can know exactly where to put my my setting powder to really create a sharp contour for my cheekbones without screwing up the contour that I just applied. So this is my method, to each his own. But I'm blending out that concealer. You can see it does look like a harsh line, but the contour looks sharp. So now I'm gonna set that concealer. And we're gonna bake. So the baking with this powder is gonna only be applied to where I added my concealer, not onto my contour. So you can see it's under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, on the forehead, as well as on my chin and underneath the contour. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set my contour, and I'm using the Black Radiance again, and this is a pressed powder. It's oil free and it's a matte finish, and I actually use this as a bronzer. So I'm taking an e.l.f. angle blending brush, and I'm applying that onto the cheek areas of my contour and along my forehead. So what I do with this blending brush, I squeeze it so I could get a really defined application, because you can see the color goes on really dark. Actually, this is in the color Ebony. It goes on really dark, and then I blend it out, you know, with the brush as is. That's just so I could really concentrate most of the color in that area and not screw up, you know, my highlight in the other areas like my cheeks and underneath my eyes. I'm hoping this is making sense. So it looks really dark right now, but trust me, it'll all make sense when it comes together. I'm using a pointed blending brush to take off the setting powder, or rather just brush off and blend in that setting powder that I just applied when I was baking. And notice how I'm blending everything into the bronzed areas again. you want everything to blend seamlessly. So I'm reapplying some bronzer here because it wasn't dark enough for me. So if you're gonna contour like a real body, okay? Don't go light on it. Unless light is what you're going for, of course. But for my full coverage looks, I go heavy on the, on the dimensions of the face. And this is honestly like my favorite part of doing makeup. I think I just love like the whole application process of foundation, highlight, contour. It's like an art in itself. And you could do so much with it. There's no one way to apply foundation and concealer. Now I'm taking my Black Radiance True Complexion contour palette. It's a powder palette, and you can see there's 3 colors. I'm using the shades I'm using the shade light to medium, and I'm using a pointed blending brush to set that contour. This palette has a really good highlight with a natural finish. I think y'all should really check out Black Radiance. They have really good ranges for black people, and they're so affordable. You can find everything in Walmart. I should be an ambassador for Black Radiance, boo-boo. So this is where the makeup look got really interesting for me. I decided to take this highlighter. It's a dual finish highlighter in the color Gold by Lancome, and then I applied it on the inner corner, as you can see, on my eye using a flat shader brush. And then for whatever reason I added it to the lid of my eye. But look at the rosy look it's gonna create. Just wait for it. So because this is a rosy spring look, I'm taking this blush by Ulta Beauty. It's a mineral blush in the color Peony. So you can see it's a nice pretty pink, and what this is gonna do is not only add the color back to my face, but give it a nice like rosy glow overall. So I'm focusing on the ball point of the cheek, so smile a little, so you could get most of the color focus there, and then blend it out upwards. I really like this shade, the mineral blush, because it has a little bit of shimmer. So when you smile, it's like a nice glow and almost like its own highlight when the light hits it. So again, I'm just gonna tap it, add the color to that ball point, and then I'm gonna blend it out. So I had to insert this little clip just to show y'all what it is that I'm talking about Black Radiance. Okay, so what you see me doing right now is ranting and raving about the True Complexion Contour Palette. Again, it is in light to medium, but this highlight though, that highlight, y'all gonna see the magic. So what I'm gonna do right now is actually swatch it for you so you can see just how the glow comes off. So it's just a really light glow. It's not too glittery, and it just looks really natural. So it's literally just glow, no glitter. And I'm gonna use my Morphe, I believe this is a blending brush that I used to apply my highlight, and it's gonna go right on top of the blush on the highest point of my cheekbones, and I'm gonna blend it upwards, sort of about wrapping into my brow bone, if that makes sense. Again, this is a spring rosy glow look, so it's all about the glow, it's all about the shimmer. So for this look, if you're gonna try it, go heavy with the highlight. It's on the lids, it's on the cheeks, you know, it's winter time is over. You do not want to look like you have winter skin anymore. Now I'm gonna add that same highlight onto the brow bone, so it completely like wraps around from the cheek to the brow bone. So add a little dabble to highlight that point on the nose. It gives me like a little button nose look, which is exactly why I applied the concealer all the way down to that point in the beginning. I added to like the bridge of my lip and the center of the bridge of my nose. So I'm really just focusing on all like the high points of my face. That's kind of what we do with the highlighter anyway. I don't do too much on the chin and too much on the forehead, so that's why you see me blending it out. I just want an overall glow, but I don't want it to be excessively highlighted so I look like a disco ball. So the disco ball effect, if you want it, I focus that on the cheeks and on the nose, but everything else is literally for a glow effect when the light hits your face. And I just feel myself right now. So now I'm gonna apply some mascara with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. We don't know how true that is, but that's what they call it. So I'm just actually applying it very lightly because I will be applying lashes. So I'm just using this to take like the product off, darken it up a bit, and spread those lashes out. And then I'm gonna apply it to the bottom lashes. To me, this just gives me like a dull effect. You know, just darkening those lashes on the bottom. I don't have long eyelashes at all, but this mascara really does help give that dolly effect to the eyes. Like this video if you ever applied mascara to your bottom lashes and like you completely messed it up because you got it on your face. So you have to like really take your time. For my beginners, you do not want to screw up your makeup. It's annoying. And I'm using the best why did I put my face like that? The Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray is literally the best one out there. Don't use anything else. I don't care what anybody else says. This is the best one. Like, look at that glow, like overall. I love the way it sprays. I love the way it sets. Like, everything about it is nice and it lasts. Okay, it's true to its word. It lasts. So I'm just showing you guys the lashes I'll be using for this look. These lashes are by the Bandit Collective. It is my brand that I released in March. So if you guys are viewing this at the time that I released this, they will be released pretty soon. And for those of you that are gonna see this in the future, the link should already be in the description box with the style of lashes that they are. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The lipstick that I'm using is Please Me by MAC, and the hair and lashes of course are by yours truly, the Bandit Collective. Thank you guys for watching this video. Definitely don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.